Okay, meanwhile, we can go live on Instagram.
Okay, where do you do that again? Let's see.
On the mobile, just open the app.
Yeah, story highlights, new, no. Okay, I opened it. Do that again. Let's see.
On the mobile, just open the app.
Yeah, story highlights. Wow, I need to I opened it. Pause something here. Do that again. Let's see.
On the mobile, just open the app.
Yeah, story highlights. Wow, I need to pause. Guys, you there?
Yeah, enable your camera on Zoom.
Yeah, I have to switch you guys off on camera. One sec.
Enable your camera on Zoom. And audio as well.
Audio is enabled. Okay, how to go on Instagram?
Your story and then swipe, you'll get an option.
Yep, your story.
Normal, create, live.
Yep,
live
there's
is the
live.
first option, right?
Yes.
Just go there.
Okay.
Do not accept any requests.
All right. Yes, and we are not doing Facebook today. Okay.
It's okay.
Checking connection. And all right, play on YouTube. Okay, I guess I am live on YouTube. Am I? Yes. All righty. Okay, and am I live on Instagram? I think I am. Guys, you. Okay. All right. So, yes, it's another day to go live. All right, let's see if we have all our things in place. Yes, most likely. The only thing missing is coffee. We had a sort of a technical glitch starting off today. All right, so let's see. Okay, Ravi and Nikhil, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me well? All right, wave to everybody. Let's wave. Yes, we got a bunch of people. Hello, Amber. Hello, Rocky. Amar on Instagram. Okay. We have Ravi, Web. So everybody can hear me. That's awesome. How's everyone doing on a Saturday evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are? I think most of you are joining from India, as predictable as it is. So I guess it's evening for you. All right. Hi. Okay. Well, this is awesome. This is awesome. It's 8:30 a.m. in Boston. I'm joining from Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States. And here, life is right now getting crazy a little on one side because of COVID and the protests and all of that that's going on. You guys know about it. But it's also on one side getting better because summer is here. I cannot really turn around all of my setup to show you guys how it is outside, but it's really nice. It's sunny, it's green. We have a swimming pool right outside our house, so it's just this blue water and everything looks awesome. Alrighty, so today, hi, hello, Dikshant, Thailand, hope I got that right. Hello, everybody. Yes, here, wave to all of you. All right. Today I thought, what in our discussions about going abroad and studying abroad and how life is, I thought today we'll do a slightly different discussion. Today, I think we should talk a little bit about how life is abroad as a student, when you're working, and just in general answer questions on, do I miss my family? How do I just stay here in COVID? Like all of those questions, feel free to just ask me. So I'm already seeing some questions come in. Let's take a few. But found iSchool Connect pretty helpful. Thank you, But. That's great feedback. Very important for us to know that things we're doing are helping you. Nikhil applied for USA, but due to lockdown, my interview stopped. Okay, I'm guessing this is your visa interview and not your admissions interview or anything. So most likely, I'm guessing you got through, right, Nikhil? If that's the case, there are still a lot of ways out, and we'll be talking about some of those things today in this live session. Wow, so many hearts coming. Thank you, guys. Okay, and Insta, we have a question. Tell that the process is hard. So how hard is it to get a scholarship? This is a question from Amar. So Amar, don't mistake me when I say that the process is hard. I don't mean to stress you out. The only reason I say it is because I want you to be serious enough. I want you to put your entire strength and your entire mental capacity to applying abroad. And that's the reason I say it's hard. So please don't get me wrong, right? I don't want you guys to think that it's hard to go abroad and it's hard to study. No, it's not. It's all in the mind. Like, if you think that you can do this, you can go abroad, nothing can stop you. Like, if you are thinking, oh, I don't have money, you look up, even on iSchool Connect, you go to a program of your choice and you see that it says $40,000, and you're like, oh my God, now what do I do, right? No, it's not that. It doesn't have to be $40,000 just because the school says it's $40,000, okay? It's also important to know that you can get scholarships. The only reason I say push yourselves is, the funny thing is I have this book right here, right? I wanted to show you guys this. So where do I get my strength? Where did I get my strength to apply for all of this and go through all of this nonsense? You guys should read this book. Okay, it's called, it's kind of, it's flipped on my screen. Hope you can see it straight. It's called The Secret, and it's by an author called Rhonda Bryan. Secret by Rhonda Bryan. It's a book that I've actually followed all my life, and it's taught me a lot, even when I was applying abroad, right? So it's all about the mindset. If you put your mind to this, you will, and you need to go abroad to study, it will happen. And that's what that book talks about, right? I mean, it doesn't talk about specifically studying abroad. It just talks about life in general. Like, oh, you wanted that really amazing job, or you wanted this really cool red car. And how do you train your mind to get it? That's what it talks about. So let's see. Okay, I am also, meanwhile, I'll see if I can go live on Facebook. I don't think I can. There's too much. I'm already trying to manage Instagram and YouTube. So let's see. 3 and okay. And we are trying to do this. Guess it's hard. Okay, allow. Not now. Okay. I think we found it, guys. Okay. All right, let me do a little bit of arrangement here, and then we should be good. So, switch. All righty. Wow, we are also live on Facebook, I think. Okay, so this looks good. Right. Oops. Okay, so all right, Facebook people who just joined in, we are doing a live session on studying abroad, just life in general, what it takes to uh, to to come to the US or any other place and study, do your masters, those kind of things, right? So, all right, we have one person joining. Okay, let's take some questions. Okay. Found iSchool Connect helpful. Yes. Okay. Instagram. All right. What was your first reaction when you received the scholarship? Amber is asking. So it's, I didn't actually know what to say when I received the scholarship. So some institutions don't have a separate scholarship application. So when I applied uh, for Bentley, I did not fill any application for scholarships. And then when I applied to Yale and the others that I got through, SUNY Buffalo and University of British Columbia in Canada, these are some of the schools that I got admits from. I actually never imagined that I would get a full scholarship from Bentley, which I did. And it was honestly a pleasant surprise. Hello, Odette. Good morning. Great to see you here. Odette is one of our partners, and he's here. That's awesome. Thank you, Odette. All right. So yeah, my first reaction when I received the scholarship was that, oh my God, I just literally had dreamed about this for days, for months, for years. I dreamt about applying for my MBA in the US and getting a full scholarship, because honestly, I did not have so much money to travel. Even for traveling, I needed a loan basically for my flight ticket. So I did in the end get a loan for that stuff, for living, for food and other things. But yeah, the school itself gave me a scholarship. It was amazing. When do you think embassies will open in India for visa interviews? So a good question, Anjali. It depends on where you're going. If you are going to the US, they are the most stringent and they take the most time to think through when they want to open their embassies. But the good news is that in some countries, the US has already started opening up its embassies, right? So especially in the Middle East, Africa, those places it's opened up. In India, it will soon open. It's a mix of what USCIS thinks and feels about each country and the data that they look at, and it's also a factor of the political environment in those countries. Like so, for in India. The main reason for them not opening up is because the Indian government has actually shut down a lot of things. Right now, the first wave is out, and some businesses are opening up. So it's a mix. Our hope is that they open up soon, but what's happening now is kind of getting me a little alarmed, because now there's a second wave of COVID that's starting to hit. So the numbers are going up again. So we'll have to really wait and watch and see what happens, right? So, okay, how to network in a new country. Yeah, so when you come to the US, this is Ms. Taiba is asking a question on how to network as students. So the one thing I would say is, when you come to the US, when you come to the UK or Canada, the best way to find jobs, the best way to find your way through the network is to just go and talk to people, to engage in conversations, right? So an example from my life, when I joined Bentley, it wasn't that institutions were going to come and hire me, right? It doesn't work that way. In India, it happens, right, when you have these, what do you call them? oh God, I'm blanking out. At the end of your session at the school, basically at the end of the program, the last year, you have campus placements, right? So companies will come and hire you from campus. It doesn't really work that way in the US, especially for master's programs. For undergrad, yes, the campus placement procedures are very effective. When it gets to the masters and beyond, you actually have to go out and network, right? So every weekend I was out at a networking group, just talking to professionals from the industry, talking to other students, and you go out for these little drink nights and networking events and things of that nature in the city. Most of you will be studying close to a city, so you need to find a place where you can just go network, and then become friends. You see the same person again the next week, you see the same person again 2 months later, and then what happens is they'll say, hey, I have this I work in this at this company, Ashish, and our team needs a person, and the profile seems to fit you a little bit. And then that's how it starts. That's how you actually start connecting with companies. It's through people you network outside of your education, outside of your school. Even, of course, through your school, through career services, you should ask them for ways to interact and connect with the industry. But going out and doing this on your own is also going to be very, very helpful. Okay, so let's take a few more questions. All right. Abhishek Kumar is trying to send some bad looking messages which are held for review. Abhishek, it's okay. If this is not the session for you, then you should leave. Honestly, there are so many people who have such important questions that they want to get answered. This is essentially for those people, right, who have questions about their study abroad. So feel free to leave, Abhishek, if that's what you want. Sanish is asking, how much did I spend in total for my education? It's a great question. In total, because I got my 100% scholarship for my MBA, Sanish, I actually spent about not even $12,000 in total. $12,000 in Indian rupees is I think about 8 or 9 lakhs, right? And the reason I spent that less, I honestly did not even have to spend that. This is just a little tiny secret. But because I got the scholarship and I got some really good perks from my school, I actually invested in a small car. I mean, it was a really cheap car. I think about $2,500, literally, like a Volvo sedan that I bought here, because in the US, most places you will require to have your own personal transport. Same applies to Canada. UK depends on where you are. If you're around London, of course, transportation is great. So I spent a little on that. I spent on food, and I traveled. Honestly, like when we got our breaks in the middle of all the semesters, I traveled. I went to the West Coast. I went to Florida. So honestly, I got to splurge a little bit while I was studying. And that's where that expense comes from. But otherwise, everything was taken care of by the school. Mohammed is asking how I am. I'm doing great, Mohammed. Thank you so much for asking. In how many days did you get a response from universities? Yeah, this takes time. So when you apply to a university, there's different ways in which universities treat your application, right? So most institutions will have a round system, right? So there's round 1, round 2, round 3, rolling admissions. That's how institutions operate. So what that means, basically, if you go on the website, you're going to see round 1 deadline, 31st of January, right? Which means that all the applications till the 31st of January will not even be reviewed. They'll wait till that date, okay? and then they'll take the entire pool of applications and then they'll review all of those applications, right? That's how it works. It might take between a month to 2 months after that date. But of course, if you go through certain consultants, even actually some institutions who are on iSchool Connect, that you will see as partner institutions, they'll actually return feedback in less than 2 weeks. And that's the great thing about working with a consultant or working with a platform like iSchool Connect, is you can get turnaround times that are really quick, right? But of course, it might be a school of your choice. Like, you want to go to Harvard. Yeah, we cannot really talk to Harvard and see if we can do anything for you, right? They do take their time. So that's how it is. Thank you, Akanksha, for that stuff. Okay, good. I'm going to rush through a few questions. Do you think everything is going to be normal in 2021? How I wish everything goes normal tomorrow. It's crazy. Wow, I don't know what to say. But let me give you the positive side of all that's happening here. The positive side, guys, is because it's not normal, you can actually get better deals. So now institutions are offering more scholarships. They're giving you some leeway on when you can come to the campus. If things don't work out, they're saying it's okay, we will hold your admission for the next year. So these are things that institutions are doing. You should take advantage of all that, right? So these are things I can talk about for hours and hours and hours, but in very short, I want to say, apply now, get the best deal. When the market is down, you get the best deals. That's what you got to do. Okay. All righty. Oops. Do you think US will be considered for studies by a majority of students, considering the current condition of COVID over there? Remember one thing, guys. There are multiple factors that affect the numbers you see on COVID, okay? So the US is they have one of the best healthcare tracking capabilities, okay? So even if you are sneezing and you go to a doctor in a remote corner of the United States, it can be tracked at the central federal level, okay? So those numbers that you see are actually, it's one of the countries with the most perfect count of people suffering with COVID, right? So you don't really know like if other countries are showing the right numbers or not. So talking about the US in general, Supriya, yes, I can talk about masters. That's the question you just asked. There are a lot of general questions that I'm trying to answer as well. So guys, talking about COVID, it's a situation that's there in every country. Don't look at the whole number itself, right? The US is a large country, so the number of cases in the US will obviously be higher than if you take, you know, say a France or an Italy, because these are really small countries, right? So the size matters. There's a lot of things around it, okay? But just note that if there's a cure, the US is going to also apply that cure. If it's a vaccine, if it's actually a cure for COVID, it will be there. And then the situation might change really fast, right? Okay, so let's take one from YouTube now. How about doing PhD in the US? So Lavanya, PhD in the US, honestly, by far, the United States is far ahead in terms of research and development when it comes to skill set for research and development, and also when it comes to funding dollars for research, right? Therefore, the US is one of the most lucrative countries for you to look for a PhD option, right? But PhD is a very personal thing, right? You're going to be working with the single guide for years together. So the application process requires a lot of personal effort. You have to understand what work is going on at that lab or at that institution, connect with your guide, see if you fit them, see if they fit you. There's a lot of things you got to do, but definitely PhD in the US has far-fetched benefits compared to other countries. Harrison, hello. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing good. Muhammad, hello. Okay, Shraddha is asking a very politically touchy question. Is Donald Trump going to cancel H-1B visas and OPT? Wow. So to answer this question, guys, I would say the answer is no, right? There's going to be a lot of pushback. The reason I think there will be pushback is because the United States relies on immigrants for certain types of skills. Okay, so for instance, computer science, IT, even nursing, these are some professions that are only fulfilled from like a majority, 80–90% of these professions are fulfilled by people outside the country. So they rely on importing those kind of skills in, right? They rely on exporting certain different types of skills like product research and formulation and biotechnology, pharmaceutical research. These are things that the US will do and then export out for production, right? So like, you know, your latest iPhone is designed in California, but it's produced in China, it's produced in India, they'll export that stuff. So when it comes to IT, when it comes to technology, when it comes to some really niche skill sets, they are needed. And therefore, it's not that somebody, the president or anybody can push to cancel H-1B visas, push to cancel OPT. No, you have to understand that when the country is talking about immigration and stopping immigration and all of that, they are actually talking mostly about illegal immigrants, right? They're talking about people who come here without documentation, right? And our media just wants something, right, to blaze a fire. So it's easy for them to just take all of that and manipulate it and say that, oh, the government doesn't want anybody here. Of course, they are being a little strict, the current government, but you have to understand that the US is always going to need people from outside, right? And even if it's reduced, it's still going to be the highest intake of people coming in, okay? And that's important to know. OPT, there's 3 years of OPT for STEM students in the US. That's a lot, guys. Okay, so other countries don't give that much leeway, so you have to know that. So I hope that answers that question. Okay. Taiba is asking how to network in a new country. I'm going to the Schulich School of Business, Toronto. Yes, first find your people from your own country, right? That you can easily do. I don't have to tell you where you go and find fellow Indian people. You can find them anywhere, but get out of your comfort zone. Don't just stick to that group. Talk to people outside. The best way to find networking groups is Meetup. Go to meetup.com or download the Meetup app. That's what I use. Even Eventbrite, right? So Meetup and Eventbrite are 2 apps that you want to use to find places to network locally. Should I defer my admission? The answer would be yes and no. It depends on how much time your institution is willing to wait. So talk to that institution, talk to your admissions officer and ask them, hey, till what's the last date by when I have to decide whether I can defer or not? If they're giving you time till August or September, then why make that decision now? Wait, because you don't know how COVID is going to pan out. So wait till that last date and then decide, because anything can happen even on that last date, right? With this whole situation. And that might change what you want to do. So use that to your advantage. I'd like to ask for my dance course in Broadway Dance Center, NYC, starting from August mid. So is it advisable to go in August? So Shakti, first of all, amazing that you're going to do a dance course in Broadway. Wow, that's amazing, guys. Good job on getting that, Shakti. I hope they can defer your joining date because August might be risky. It sounds a little risky right now. I don't know if you have your visas and everything. If you have, it's still possible. If you don't have your visa, then it might be really, really hard. to do that, right? Okay, Dhanya, hello, nice to see you. Right, okay. Let's take more questions from YouTube. Okay. Say something about the most memorable experience of yours in the US. Um, Abhinandan is asking that question on YouTube. And wow, honestly, it's been 7 years, 8 years now here. Wow, it's a lot of time. I think I'm getting old now. But I've had so many great experiences. It's just it's amazing. I would say that if you had me pick the single best experience, it's the fact that I get to ski. So I've started even in my first year in the US. I was just obsessed with the snow. Unlike a lot of my Indian counterparts who don't like the snow, they like to be in warm places like Florida and Texas down south. I actually love the snow, and therefore I started skiing. And I started with, they call them the bunny slopes, which are like green slopes where you ski very slowly down the snow. But now I've gone up. I do not just green and blue, but I also do double black diamonds. And these are the extreme steep, it's almost like a 90-degree slope where you cannot see what's down there on the mountain. I enjoy that experience a lot. It's just amazing. And I've skied at most resorts, ski resorts in the US. I go to the West Coast. I ski up here in New England near the Boston area. So that's my best, most memorable experience. Okay, we have to move a little faster. Tell me about scholarships, MIT, Stanford. There are scholarships, of course, for MIT and Stanford as well. But the competition is just ridiculously crazy. So you have to have the best profile. You have to have something that makes you stand out. But they do give scholarships, of course. We'll have to look at your profile individually to see if it fits and what we can do. How to finance US education, Sahil is asking. There's a lot of things you can do, Sahil. Look at blogs, look at ischoolconnect.com/blog, search for scholarships. You're going to get country by country, just different ways in which you can apply for scholarships. Now, it gets a little tricky because there are different types of scholarships, which maybe we do a separate video on, right? There's merit-based scholarship, which depends on what's your merit, how's your GPA and your scores and everything. There's a need-based scholarship, which basically depends on, does this student really need the money? There's sport-based scholarships. There's graduate assistantships, there's student assistantships, teaching assistantship. There's a bunch of ways in which you can fund your education, okay? A lot of that is available on the blog, you should read. Okay, back to Insta. I'm trying to wave to as many people as I can. How do you feel when you landed abroad for the first time? I was honestly just intrigued and amazed by what was happening here when I landed for the first time in Boston. This was the first time I flew on a large jumbo jet, right? And it's just amazing. When I landed here for the first time, and I saw that, like, the air is just so clean. I could see the sky. I mean, I came in from Mumbai and Pune. Vaibhav, I got your message. Yes, we will announce that. Actually, I should right now. So before I move forward, we have a giveaway at the end, people, and this giveaway is about scholarships. So it's a guide to scholarships, and there's about 40 to 50 different scholarships that you can avail, and the team has put that together. So we're going to share that at the end of this session, okay, which is maybe in about 20 minutes or so. So coming back to that question, yes, when I landed here, I was partly intimidated by all new faces, American people. And then very soon it all calmed down, because I had a bunch of friends drive to the airport to pick me up. They literally came in 3 cars full, and they took my baggage and they took me to their house close by, and they gave me food. They took care of my jet lag, and there was this really adorable, cute dog in the house. So my experience coming in was great, and this is why you need to find people who can receive you at the airport, who can help you out for those initial few days, right? So that's important to do. Um, Okay, a lot of students deferring their application from fall to spring. Do you think competition for scholarship will be harder? No, scholarships, you will actually get more scholarships. Fedras Wahid, that's your name. I hope I pronounced it right. You will get a whole ton of scholarships as we move forward because of this situation, right? Chance of getting US job after I do my master's from IIM India. In the US, when you come here, if you are from IIM, your degree is going to be considered really valid, but unless you have some local experience, landing a business related job like sales or marketing or finance or operations is going to become hard. You need some local experience. So you need to work on that a little bit, right? You need to interact with people a lot, network, and then get your job, even if you have an IIM degree. Are there abundant scholarships? We've answered that. Oh, in economics, economics lesser, but of course there are scholarships. A lot of these scholarships apply generally to graduate studies. So it's not like, is it economics or is it computer science? They apply to everything, right? Agriculture research opportunities, a lot, a hell ton, especially on the West Coast, west side of the US. There are a lot of those opportunities, Ramya. So definitely we can, if you want to connect later, we can talk about those. Okay, so, oh my God, guys, I'm just lagging behind. There's so many questions. I don't know if we can answer all of these in one video. I'm going to try my level best. Please don't get mad at me if I skip your question. You can connect with me or the iSchool Connect pages later on, and we will definitely answer your question. Okay. All right. Where is my native? Vandana is asking. Vandana, I'm from the south of India. Tamil Nadu is where I was born, and then I moved right away. I came to Pune. I mean, I didn't come. My parents got me. I was too small, and I was raised in Pune. Do universities in the US look for 12th standard scores? Yes. If you are applying for an undergrad degree, then they look for the scores even more. If you're applying for a master's, then they will ignore your 12th most likely and look for your undergrad or your bachelor's degree score, because that's your latest GPA, and the undergrad GPA is anyways considered the gold standard to look at. How about my school days? Srijit is asking. Srijit, you funny guy. He's he's a buddy of mine from school. And yeah, I miss school a lot, Srijit. It was just amazing spending time with you guys. I remember you coming in your company bus, right? Wasn't that like Tempo Limited bus that you came on? That was awesome. We had some great time. Is the US expensive? Weber, the one, is asking. Weber, you're the one. You don't really care, right? No, the US can get expensive depending on living and how much you're earning and how much you're spending. So top countries in the US to just burn through all of your money are New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Boston. These are cities where if you're living in or close to the city, boom, your money is gone. So you got to also have a decent job, right? Somebody's asking to go live. Sorry, we are trying to avoid that as much as we can. Okay. Can you share the whole process of applying for scholarships. There's a whole lot, Ajay. I just spoke about scholarships. There's a ton of different ways in which you can apply for scholarships. So I'd request you to go through the blog and see what we can do together there, right, for you. Hema is asking, twin daughters will apply to college this summer. What will you suggest? Hema, we'll of course need more information about them, what they do, and then basically guide you. I see Sapiana. Do you remember me? Yes, I do. Oh my God. She's my cousin who's trying to embarrass me here live. It's funny. All right. Let's see. Okay, we have a few more minutes left. So Darpan, okay. Darpan is asking, I will attend Duke University's campus in China, Duke Kunshan. Okay. What do you think about me majoring in data science from my bachelor? So Darpan, the person who heads Duke Kunshan is a really good friend of mine, Jessica Sandberg. You can look her up. She heads the institution, and she was initially very concerned that Duke Kunshan is so close to Wuhan in China, right? And now it's actually getting better there. So they actually hope to start operations quickly, and to be honest, though, studying right now is the best thing to do. By the time you get done with your data science majors, jobs will be available. The market is going to pick up pace again, so it's going to be good, I feel. Milind, how can we survive in India right now? Oh God, Milind, you can survive better in India right now than you can in the US with all our numbers going up and the protests, and I'm sure you guys are seeing the news. So the Indian government is doing a great job, I must say. I should applaud the way they've handled this situation. So yes, thank you, Sapiana. I call her Sapu. She's my sister, and Srijit and Sapu are now trying to talk to each other. This is so funny. All right, I want to do more of these sessions. I'm enjoying it, actually. All right, cool. No, I am not trying to ignore you, dear. Remember the story if possible. Okay, oh my God, there's so many messages that I have to just push through. Can you, I'm trying to find your question again. You see, it's lost in all the messages. Can you post your question again at the end? Oh, hello, everybody. Can I work in the US during my studies? Alfred is asking. Yes, you can work while you study, and that's the best way to save some more cash and pay for your education. But the only way you can study is if you have something called a CPT. It's called a curricular practical training. And search for that. There's also, again, blogs on iSchool Connect, but just put that online. Your institution needs to give you a CPT, or a curricular practical training card, and then you can work. Okay. All right. Vansh is asking to be live on my video. No, Vansh, we're going to go crazy if everybody goes live. We will do those sessions soon. Can I get funded for my business idea in the US? Sai Charan is asking. Yes, you can, Sai. It all depends on how you actually play in the field. It's hard to directly just get out of college and start your company unless you go through some really cool programs, okay? And these are called, what are these called? GEIR, look it up, okay? This is just one way of doing it. GEIR, it's called the Global Entrepreneur in Residence Program. Okay, a few schools have started offering this. University of Massachusetts in Boston, Babson College is now offering that as well, where they will actually fund your business. They'll give you a little bit of money, not a hell lot, I think around $70,000 or something. And then they will fund your visa for you to work on your idea. That's one of the hacks you can use to actually start your business here. But going directly starting your business, you're going to land in visa hell. You're not going to be able to get a visa that easily. So you have to find other ways. But people who endeavor to start their own company, they do it, right? It's possible for sure. All right, so we did the scholarship question, we did the deferral question. Shamala, oh God, it's eligibility for doing MS in the US. It varies a lot. It varies school by school. So you have to know for each institution what's your eligibility. You can go to ischoolconnect.com, register yourself, and then use the recommendation engine that we have, put your profile information and see if you get programs that fit. That's, I would say, the easiest way for you to find eligibility. Jaipal, I've 3 years bachelor's degree. Can I apply for master's in the US? A good question, guys. If you have 15 years of total education, right, which is 12 plus 3, 12 standard plus 3 years of undergrad, a lot of institutions will not accept you. Unfortunately, I have to say that. So if you want to apply to those institutions, then Shamala, sure, my pleasure. If you want to apply to those institutions, then you have to know very clearly. You can talk to them. If it says on their website that you need a 12 plus 3, like a 15-year qualification, send an email, call them up, talk to them through iSchool Connect or wherever, your consultant, and ask if you can get a waiver. Right? It's going to be slightly unlikely, but there are other ways of tackling that. Okay, you can even do certificate courses online. You can take some degree online just for a year or a few months, and you can actually fix that gap. Okay, so that's something you can do, and you should. Imad, I have 65% in undergrad, currently doing a job for work experience. Will my MBA get affected by that? No, it doesn't. In the end, it doesn't matter if you have 60 or 75 or 80. It's your whole profile that matters. Okay, so you can augment. I know that you cannot go back and change your 65% in your undergrad. What you can change is things like what type of work experience you're getting, what job you're in, what type of social service are you doing, right? Join some good organization, not Greenpeace. It's overrated right now. And schools know that. Like, you just sign a paper, get Greenpeace, whatever. Your test scores, GMAT, GRE, TOEFL, whatever you're taking, it's in your hands. Even if you score bad in those, you can give it again. Okay, and that's how you want to do it. Srijit, stop trolling. Okay. Oh God. Sahil, does very bad 11th marks affect your UG admissions? If you already have your provisional 12 standard scores, then your 11 standard scores can be ignored as long as you have a valid explanation. Okay, you can even say, like I did this, guys. My first year undergrad scores were actually really, really bad, very bad, because I was focused more on music. I was, I don't want to say I am, I was a bass guitarist, so I did play with the band. And Tanmay is watching. He was in the band with me, and look at that, Ferns. Okay, hey Tanmay, I hope you're still there. And Tanmay was the drummer in the band. And honestly, my first year scores were so bad because I never studied. But then I took care of that because the second, third year were good. And then my master's scores were really, really good. I got a gold medal in my master's degree, so I kind of covered it up. So you want to cover it up. Your guitar is still at home. Okay, there are two, if you remember. There's the one big red one that you gave me. It's still there. And you also had given me a really small one, which is a lighter, if you remember, the cigarette lighter. I don't smoke, but it was such a cool gift, and I still have it on my shelf. So I want to say that to you. Thanks for that. I came here and I got 3 guitars here now, and I do play sometimes. I got an Ibanez acoustic. I got a Greg Bennett for lead, and I also have a bass guitar, which is a Yamaha. That's a slightly cheaper one. But yes, the magic is still going on. Souvenir, yes. Okay. So Lakshay Purohit, 12th score is not good. 81%. I'm doing undergrad in radiography. I want to do a post-graduation in Canada. 81% is not good. Are you kidding me? Guys, for everybody else, if 81% is not good, I don't know most of you or what scores you have. Like my scores were way lower than that, Lakshay. So you are doing phenomenal. Give yourself a pat on the back. And now you are doing undergrad. You want to do post-graduation in Canada. Post-graduation in Canada, I don't know, you want the procedures. There's of course a lot of different ways. Canada is much more relaxed for admissions procedures compared to the US, okay? So it's actually much easier. You don't have to go through the whole vetting out process, and sometimes they will also waive off your GRE requirements and those kinds. So Canada is actually a much better place to apply right now than the US, for sure. Okay, oh my God, few more questions left. So let's see. Okay. No, actually, wow, there's a hell lot of questions, but guys, I hope I can answer some of these at a later point. Can a student get a scholarship based on GMAT scores? The answer is yes. If your GMAT score is exceptional, then yes, you can get a scholarship for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna post, there's so many people putting these big red dots. Stop, answer my question. Guys, it's a great way to gain attention. Unfortunately, there's so many questions that I haven't answered, and I will try and do this more often. But for now, we're just gonna do this once a week, Saturdays, your evenings, my mornings. Okay. But yes, a whole ton of this information that you want can be found on our website, on ischoolconnect.com, which is the company I work for. And of course, I try to do as much as I can with my channels. Srijit is answering for us. So thank you so much, Srijit. It's like, go through blogs, people. Yes, I'm going to try and post something that we have compiled. Here's a scholarship list that I am posting to all the groups, and this is a list of 40 global scholarships that you guys should apply to. Okay, if and when you are thinking of going abroad, pasting it on Instagram, bam, there you go. Let's also, it's going to be hard for me to post this on Facebook. Okay, let's see. Okay, WhatsApp. I'm using 3 devices right now, so I'm gonna, it's like it's a hot mess. Okay, so WhatsApp. Let's get this. Weber, Vakansha, can you also send this to me on Facebook Messenger as a private message so that I can take it? Okay, let's see. Okay, copy. And all right, there you go. On YouTube, you guys have received it, and that's good. The link will also be in the comment section, guys. So on Facebook, we will have that in the comment section shortly. We have 3 minutes left, and you guys are showering me with questions. I'm going to take these 3 minutes and ignore your questions. Sorry. And I'm going to tell you about a few important things that you have to and want to probably consider. Okay, the US is of course a hot destination for all of you to go, and I know a lot of you want to go, but you are worried. Your parents might be even more worried as to what's happening there with all these COVID situations, with the immigration policies and all of this stuff, right? Don't panic, okay? It will all change. It's always a wave, and these waves will come. If you think that Canada will not have this wave, you are wrong. It will also happen there, right? At some point, because now there are so many people going there, students wanting to go there. So these things will happen, right? But it's always relative. You want to compare, say you're thinking about the US, you want to compare the US numbers to other countries, and then you will soon start seeing that even if they cut down everything by half, they will still be welcoming more people than any other country. That's the part that you need to remember. Every year, the US issues 1 million green cards. 1 million, guys. That's a lot. So even if they say we're going to cut down on people coming in and they issue only half a million, that's still a hell lot compared to other countries. So it's perspective that matters. So have your perspective in place. The second thing is talk to people who have experienced these things, right? You guys are talking to me. Yes, you're asking all these questions, half of which I'm not able to answer because I can either talk really fast, which I don't want to, or I can type, but it's hard. So, but talk to us. You can just ping us on our groups later on, ping me, but talk to someone who's lived here and who understands the situation. Don't just blindly make a choice and say, yeah, I'm going there. Because why? I searched online, average income in the US, oh my God, it's 30 times more than India. I'm just going. No, just don't do that, okay? Because not every type of job set, not every type of skill set receives the same sort of pull in the US, right? So like computer science and all these are hot skill sets, but there might be some like sales and marketing where it's going to be hard. Even if you see a lot of programs here, you are competing against locals in selling their stuff to their people here. Therefore, it will be a little harder. I don't mean to push you down. I myself did my MBA, right? So if you need to have a lot of courage and determination, and then you still go for it. Okay, that's what I would say. But be calculated, take calculated risks. And of course, like I said, read this book, read The Secret by Rhonda Bryan. It's going to give you guys a lot of perspective on how to think about just things in general. Okay. That's it. With that, I'm going to end this session, guys. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the questions. We'll try and answer some of these questions even after the live sessions. But it's been an honor and a pleasure to be with you all. So this is me signing off from Boston. I'm going to see you guys next week again. And I'm going to keep some things ready. Like scholarship today, we had something ready to just share with you guys. So we're going to have some documents ready so that, we don't have to skip questions here like this, right? But thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. And finish. And okay.